Okay, we're here, and the very loud music stopped
We're
playing
here.
through my
We're on the
speakers.
internet. We're live. I, of course,
Yes.
picked this
Oh, now I can
instant
turn you
to
back
scratch
up.
my ear and pull my earbud out. So I can't hear a darn thing. You're back.
We're here. We're live. I have a cold, so pardon my sniffling.
Thursday. Highs were minus 27 before the wind chill. In the 30s with the wind chill. It is now Sunday. The high today plus 4 and rain. What the hell is this winter?
That's a weird winter. I had the very sad realization on February 22nd last year. I took a picture of the daffodil shoots coming up.
Gross.
We still have shoulder-high snowbanks down the driveway.
Much better. I'm sorry. At this point, come on. We gotta know. I am not a fan of spring. I tolerate spring. Fall is good. Summer can go in a corner and die somewhere quietly. And winter is best. But like, we know this about me. We know I'm not excited about the upcoming 2
Jude
seasons.
says weather is off its meds. I have
Weather
to agree.
is off
It's been
its
a weird
meds.
winter.
It is definitely off its meds. You see some of the
I took
temperatures
some
were
cold
like
medication,
Kentucky,
so I should be fine in half an hour. But yeah,
Texas. They had snow in Texas. Like, what?
when? Wait, did that again?
No, but this winter, Texas has gotten snow. You know how rarely Texas gets snow? They put their household pipes on the outside of the building because that's fine.
That's... Texas doesn't do snow.
It doesn't.
Texas doesn't know how to do snow.
I know when Texas gets snow before the news has told me Texas has gotten snow because I have friends who live in Texas. They send photos and go, "Did you leave your back door open?" And I usually go, "Whoops, my bad." It's not normal. I mean, let's be honest. This is the new normal, and we have to adjust. We have to stop pretending that there is a thing as normal because that's not how it works.
Normal
We're not
is
changing
absolutely
anything.
not normal, and it can do anything it wants anytime.
Yeah. We're not changing anything society-wise. This is what it is.
And Weezy says, yeah, the weekend it went from thunderstorms to snow in Kentucky was awful.
Yeah,
thunderstorms to snow. Oh,
no, yeah.
That would freeze everything too. That'd be terrible.
Yep. So, take your shoulder-high snow with aplomb. It sucks, but it could be worse.
I mean, at this point, I would take a couple weeks of minus 40 just to have less snow. I'll trade you half this snow for minus 40.
Sure, that's fine. I don't mind either. Your brother-in-law might appreciate snow more than ice. And lots of blowing wind and buffing things to things. He may have face planted on the way to work one morning this morning.
Oh, God.
We've gotten that text, which my reply was, "Whoa, did you break anything? Because you can break stuff when you fall on ice."
That is in fact how Mr. Diana broke his arm a couple years back.
Yes, it is. He was more distraught about the broken hand sanitizer bottle. That is bruised ribs. Go. I will be making fun of him for it when I see him next, because really, that is not
the thunderstorms to
here.
snow was last weekend or the weekend before. That's really recent. That's rough.
Yeah. So it's a thing. It's delightful. We're gonna do some WIP sprints today, guys. We're gonna do some work.
Hello, everybody in chat. Asa, Jude, Melanie, Tracy, Sandy, Karen, Wheezy, Nikki, and Melanie. I already said Melanie, but hey, you had a second message at the bottom there, so hey, hello twice.
Karen, hopefully we're keeping you company. I know Germany is awaiting for poll results because they voted today.
Melanie says, now you know how the East Coast felt in 2015. Canada was Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, snowbank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I vaguely remember seeing that on the snow where it was like above people's heads. That was insane.
Yeah. But my childhood was very different. I grew up in a place where snowbanks taller than trucks was normal.
It just doesn't seem like it should be warm enough to snow up there.
But, and that's fine, because, like, you had games, and I think that, what was the one I used to always watch? I don't remember what it was called. Okay. The event was called Tunic Time. I did inside games and outside games. in the middle of winter in the Arctic. So cold. Remember, 50 degrees Celsius is a heat wave to me, people.
Mm-hmm.
Heat wave. Guys would get on their skidoos and go up almost 40-degree angled mountains, racing for fun.
I mean, you got to do something up there.
When I went on a camping trip for Girl Guides, it involved dog sleds and camping in negative degree temperatures that most people wouldn't go camping in. The dog sledding part was fun. Yes.
Oh no, Karen says the polls looks bad if you're into democracy and equal rights and all that woke stuff. Ooh.
Well, we cycle.
Good luck.
We'll be snap elections in the spring, and we will be conservative. That's just how it's going to go.
Yeah,
I mean, I will vote conservative, but not
I get
enough
to vote
people
this week in provincial elections.
Ooh, that's nice. Not enough people will vote to hold them out of office, so I will go vote, so I have the right to complain.
All right. While we're chatting, we should start a timer and get into our first WIP sprint.
We should. What are you going to do for your first one? What am I going to do for my first one? Oh, I know what I'm doing for
Oh yeah,
my
in
first
case
one.
anybody's new here, I don't think anybody is, but in case anybody's new here, WIP Sprints. We're going to put on a timer for 25 minutes. You're going to pick a project, and you're going to focus on it for 25 minutes. So this is a great time to weave in ends, or fix that dropped stitch, or do that one task that will take you like 10 minutes that you've been putting off for 6 weeks or years. You know, do that thing you've been putting off.
Stop bringing up the sweater. I will seam up the armpits at some point, okay? I swear, it will happen.
Speaking of sweaters, I'm working on the stockinette part of the back panel for my vintage pullover.
I'm going to use this lovely bag that Diana brought me, which holds my needles right now. And most importantly, a needle gauge keeper. And I started a project and then I forgot I need to magic loop the project, so now I need to go find that size of needle on a longer cord instead of a smaller cord, and then I'm going to recast on. That's what.
And Jude's going to clean the kitchen. That is also an entirely valid thing to do.
Oh my god, super valid. Got the project crammed in a project bag. You know, the good stuff. Could you come here, smaller noodle? Tuck you in, Roger.
I'm going to start this here timer.
Do it up. I think the reason the needles are not in here is because it's got this strap thing.
Nice. 3, 2, 1, sprint.
Which I would never use for actual knitting. It is fun for other things.
Karen's working only on Sock Madness socks today. I'm on the second sock. Nice.
Well, doesn't that end the qualifying round end this week? It's like you gotta get her done. Okay, I want that size.
Melanie's making a boiled dinner with 2P ham or football ham, if you prefer. I don't know what either of those are.
What is that?
But it sounds neat.
It's
probably a word. It's probably a perfectly normal thing that we know exactly what it is, and it's just a word we haven't heard.
Just a different word. Yeah, probably.
Susanna says, "Morning all. I thought it was Monday when I first woke up." Well, congratulations. It's only Sunday.
Fair.
Get to put off that Monday thing for one more day.
I like Mondays, but I like the start of the days. I'm weird. I acknowledge my weirdness.
If you like your job, Mondays are just fine. If you don't like your job, Mondays not so fine.
I don't even when I didn't like my job, I liked Mondays. Mondays never did me any wrong. It was the start of the week, so there was a new week meant a new beginning. Liking my job, I've never had to like my job. I've had to be able to tolerate my job, but I had to
basically
be able to
just not dread your job. If you dread your job, it's time for a new job.
Now, what you do is you spend your off time finding a new job so that you don't hate your Monday. Are you the right size name? And so that I'm not completely blown out and nothing but whitewashed. It's kind of dark for me in this corner.
Back here. Nikki is
there's
working
that.
on a thumb for fingerless mitts, so not even a full thumb. It's been this way for a month or more.
I've done that. I've done that. It's gonna be too big. I can just tell by feeling it.
Jude says about cleaning the kitchen doesn't mean I want to though. Plaster dust, fun. Ooh.
No.
Yum.
I'm gonna vote no. Plaster dust, not fun.
Donna says, hello everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Tracy's gonna eat breakfast and crochet a granny square.
That sounds about right, because Tracy's in BC, so. Why? That's not the right size.
Sock Madness has a whole week left, so that's
a whole week
good.
Left? Yeah, because as far as I know, Louise is behind. I remember correctly from my
the ham
watchings.
thing is just boneless ham.
Oh, okay.
I think we just call it boneless ham.
We just call it ham. The bones in it,
I'm actually thinking about it now.
We call it ham with bone in. we don't put extra words in.
How does one get a ham with a bone now that I'm thinking about it?
Do you remember the ham you ate at Christmas when you were here?
Yeah.
That was ham with the bone in.
Okay, see, I like that ham.
It's a good ham. I'll eat it, and I'm not a ham fan.
No, me neither. Wrong. But yeah, that's actually good.
I can just imagine my mom going, "Yeah, that's right, kiddo." My mom had got that ham.
Lucy says, I love my job. I just have a really not nice coworker that I dread. Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no picking.
Just takes one to wreck the day.
Every office has one. Every workplace has one. Make the day unnecessarily long. Yeah, I'm still looking for a needle.
Jude says, off the pig, bones kind of help. I mean, yes.
You're not wrong. It was a picnic ham, I believe, Mom said. I don't know. Two very large pieces of meat showed up.
What's a picnic ham?
It's a specific style of ham, as far as I know. You have to understand a turkey and a ham show up and I cook it. Like I don't actually know what's going on. And I don't cook turkey or ham outside of once a year. So I constantly end up Googling important pieces of information like what temperatures does the inside of this dead piece of meat need to be to pull it out of the oven?
Yeah. Or roughly how long is this going to take?
Oh, I never do that. I go by internal temperature because ovens are all different.
Oh, I do too, but it's nice to know, like, is this going to be a 2-hour thing, a 6-hour thing? Like, just in terms of planning to have it done at a certain time. Roughly how long is it going to take?
I mean, you're talking to the woman who cooked a chicken last night to make soup for dinner tonight, so probably the wrong person to ask. All right, we got down to the skinny needles. See if we can find a matching partner.
Apparently this shirt is... the neck on this shirt is very slightly lower. If anybody's wondering, what the heck is that spot on your neck? Patch testing a temporary tattoo.
It's true, you are. Yep.
I talked about it slightly more in depth on the podcast episode that is not out yet, so... yeah, it's just a tattoo. Temporary tattoo.
Close enough. I can work out gauge.
To go with the temporary tattoo on my hand. Which is... it looks so crooked this way. I'm gonna have to get somebody to help me put it on straight when I do it for real.
Putting on tattoos on your own hand is...
especially because it does all the rotatey stuff, so it's like you kind of have to decide at what angle you want it to be straight.
Yes, because it's not going to be straight for all the angles. It's just not possible. But if you think about it, it's the same with any tattoo you put anywhere. There's going to be not straight. Too many needles around my neck. Ah!
Also has ripped back about an inch of lace and picked up stitches. Now to see if I missed any stitches. Ooh. Yeah, good luck indeed.
That's it. Just gonna drive me bonkers anyway. Where am I going?
It's doing so well when I woke up with this cold thing, but that's probably because I hopped straight in a shower.
Well, yeah. Don't you wish you had the breathe candle my mom made me for Christmas? Hot dang it, that thing isn't just
maybe.
freaking lovely.
Hot liquid helps.
A handmade candle that has Vicks in it. Oh, yeah.
Well, that'd be
Really
nice right about now.
It's really nice.
I should get myself a minty candle.
Sounds super good. All right, we have a needle. Step
At some
one.
point, Chad always goes to food. You may always make me hungry.
I didn't do it. It was me. Was it me? Kind of short or nah, it'll be fine. Just doing a fingerless
We were gonna do pancakes for brunch today, but neither of us got up early enough, so
crooked.
We're gonna do breakfast for dinner, and I'm gonna make my Instagram-worthy pancakes.
Sure.
I make very pretty fluffy pancakes.
I'm gonna make chicken noodle soup.
Also, solid option.
Mostly because I have carrots in the fridge I need to use up, so and celery I need to use up, so might as well make some soup.
Sounds like great soup material to me.
Mm-hmm. So I started with the chicken yesterday. I made chicken broth at the same time, which means I put a whole frozen chicken, a lot of water, a couple of chopped onions, and then cooked it low and slow for 4 hours. The chicken kind of just fell apart in the pot. Cleaned up all chicken, kept good chicken, threw away not good to eat chicken, and then put it all and put everything in the fridge. So I'm gonna have to pull up the stock today around probably 4, and then I'll I'll roast the chicken meat that came off the chicken, give it some spices, and then I'll toss it into the pot and give it a slow simmer for a couple hours. Really good too. Just carrots, celery, chicken, onion, chicken stock. I probably won't even bother with crust. Might have some toast with it. That'll be good enough. We'll call it dinner. Hey, look at that, I'm finally casting on. You're gonna be all proud of me. Don't know why I bother otherwise. I always
says, evening, everyone.
Evening.
Karen says, a big scandal's not going to make me hungry, though. Sandy was saying, was wondering how the Choose Your Own Adventure you two are planning to come out. I remember you talking about it in December. Yeah, that's me. That's my fault.
Diana.
100% my fault. I just haven't. It's just me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. Yeah. I got nothing. There are no excuses. There are no ETAs. It's just me.
She can tell you I'm getting mean.
Yes. Oh, great. My eye is watering. That's wonderful. It's really helping the situation. Thanks, body. I appreciate it. I just like the tiny chickens. I just fought off the tiny chickens like a month ago. Maybe we should all bug Diana about it, says Tracy. You don't need an entire internet after me, okay? I know.
Yeah, it's not going to be enough. Okay, let's try that again.
Come on. Stop watering.
I mean, to be fair, I've only knit the sweater, my version of the sweater once, so I need to knit my version of the sweater a second time so that it's not in testing yarn, but in a yarn I want to take photos of it in. It's an entirely different thing. So, like, I too also need to finish it, but I'm refinishing it, if that makes sense. Okay, let's try.
Have I started it? Yes, I have started it. But I didn't get very far. It is started, but not very far. Jude was asking, out of curiosity, has Jocelyn put out a video on her channel recently? Apparently I may have a YouTube is weird thing going on.
No. I had a video to go out, but I could not get the audio to realign with the video. 8 hours later, I gave up. I'm going to have to refilm the thing, which I did today. So, yes, but not yet. I also spent 4 hours trying to get the YouTube banner I wanted to update to go in properly, and I'm going to... just some days. YouTube, some days. I could just strangle the thing. Just such a nightmare to work with. Because it says, well, be this size and be at least this many, resolutions. So you do that, and then it still doesn't work.
Amazing.
Rumble. And then I get mad and I ask Diana for help because I assume it's something I've done because, well, a lot of the times it's something I've done. And Diana goes, yeah, sure, no problem. I'll totally help you out. And she helps me out and it still doesn't work. And then I know for sure it's not me. It's the damn machine to get me. Thanks. Ooh, goodness gracious.
Jude says that's fair. I was wondering because there was chatter, but I couldn't find to watch. Sending good tech vibes.
Well, I mean, it does sort of shot myself in the foot because I'm trying to do 3 things at the same time, and I can barely manage one tech thing at a time. Never mind 3 of them.
What'd you go and do that for?
I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking, it can't be that hard. Other people do it. That's what I was thinking. I also forget how many 6. Oh, I should stop. Count first and talk.
Tracy was saying maybe I need a test knitter. Yes, but I need to knit it to make sure the things that I've written down are worthy of being tested and aren't just absolute nonsense. I need to test it, and then somebody else needs to test it again after me. Sandy says, put 30 minutes a day for it. That would be smart. I should do that. Will I do that? Yeah, actually, probably that is actually an extremely smart idea that I should definitely do.
Don't worry, peeps. She's getting a deadline, and it's going to people, the testers, on said deadline.
Karen says, I've been keeping the tiny chickens at bay since Christmas. Woke up with a sinus headache this morning, but I feel a bit better now. Starting my period, which is when I tend to get sick. Oh, that makes so much sense. That happened to me too this week. Maybe that's it.
Because your immune system's a bit lower. Your body's busy doing other things.
That would make a lot of sense.
Oh, I had D&D last night. Absolutely delightful. Buddy of mine who plays it's in Thailand. It's a new character. So good. We were DMing. I absolutely messed up that stitch count. Okay, let's try that again. All right. That's kind of a stitch. Yeah. Anyway, it has made a freaking delightful character. May or may not be an undead paladin. Wouldn't confirm. Wouldn't confirm. Feel like anything that can just walk around barefoot? Not normal. He's a very good martial character, and he does very good with like light magic spellcasting, so he plays amazing paladins. They're always quite complex, which is beautiful because I hate when people are like, oh, it's the trope, and then they do the trope paladin. Lord save me from people who do that. So he's technically playing a paladin in 2 campaigns I'm playing with him. They're very different creatures. 5. Mhm.
I think as a one-shot character for D&D, doing a paladin-like character, but it's actually just Prince Charming from Shrek 2. Not as a long-term campaign character, because that would get really old really fast, but as a one-shot, I think that could be really fun.
Or Gaston from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh my god, yes.
One shot, sure. Campaign, no.
No, if you're gonna campaign it, you have to, like, tone it down and, like, change it up a bit. But for
to
one
make
shot,
it somebody palatable. To make somebody palatable for a one shot or for a campaign. Let's be honest. I played Frederick. For a one shot, and he was a trickster cleric who hit on everything flamboyantly. That was not a word. Into men.
Weezy says, I played Carol Baskin in one shot one time, and it was glorious.
Yeah, you can't play those types of characters in anything more than a one shot.
No, I have a recurring one shot character for online games that is oh gosh, the race is, it's like that Ravenish character, the Ravenish race where they can only repeat things they've already heard, and I've absolutely forgotten what that's called. Anyway, there's a race in D&D where the entire race has been cursed, so they can only repeat the things that they've already heard, a la like a raven or something.
They can mimic speech. They don't actually have speech of their own.
Yeah, I keep wanting to say Aarakocra, but that's not right.
That's not right.
That's absolutely not right. Anyway, a bard, one of those, so I just play with a soundboard the entire time. So like 80% of my time is just spent frantically searching things up on YouTube so I can play a 15-second clip that is appropriate for the moment. Not a good long-term character, but you know, when one of those ridiculous fight, like something ridiculous happens and you start playing that, you know, that saxophone music that plays when they're like running back and forth between the doors and stuff in like a cartoon.
Yep.
Yeah, a yakety sax. Oh. There, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I know one of the guys who plays his daughters are old enough that they play with us. They're both late teens, right? One of them's just discovered clerics. She's playing her very first cleric. She's like walking around and doing things, and of course, one of the guys at the table who's playing Yazzle has played clerics before. Like, he's the oldest at the table. He's played everything. And he's like, you know, clerics change their spells every day. And all I hear is this teenage squawk of, what? And I start laughing. I'm like, what do you think I'm doing quietly every freaking morning? And Adam doesn't move forward. Our TM doesn't move forward with the story till I've rolled the dice for the day, because I will not roll that dice till I've picked my spells. And I can change them every day. And I have access to all of the cleric spells. So it doesn't get easier, it gets harder as we level, because it just gets more spells.
Yeah, I think I will never play a cleric just for that. Like, any class that has to pick their spells every day, I ain't got brain cells for that.
You can. You don't have to. You can leave spells alone. So you leave your staples alone, but you always got corner cases. Like, if I'm getting on a boat, I want walk on water.
Reasonable.
If I'm in the
or
desert,
breathing in water, or...
Well, walk on water just lets me walk on the water, just bounces me up to the top. It's fine. But if I'm in the desert, I might want create water or destroy water, not walk on water. Different spells. I think it's your situation. Curing wounds, staple. I mean, I'm a cleric. That's what I do.
Nah. You don't need to cure wounds. Somebody else can handle that.
Right, clean character.
Donna says, we still have lots of snow, hopefully not for long. I am with you there. We're supposed to have actually get a few days of just above 0 temperatures, so I'm hoping the whole pile just like shrinks a few inches before it snows again. Because my gosh, that would make my life easier the next time I have to shovel. Because shoveling onto piles the height of your shoulders is not fun.
No. No, it is not.
And also only had 1 runaway stitch. That's pretty good.
Excellent. That is very good. Oh, yeah. Come here. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. You know you wanna go over there. Yes, casting on is this difficult and takes me this long for everything.
What are you casting on, by the way?
A fingerless mitten for myself.
Whoa. Is that even allowed?
I made 1 billion of them. I don't know. I made 1 billion of them at Christmas. I didn't. I made 2 pairs. I just had to knit 1 pair like 3 times. It's fine. I decidedly want to make a pair for myself. And I decidedly know what pattern I want. So no now. But oh man, if it hasn't taken me forever to get this around to doing this project. I had these balls wound up for a month. I'm just casting on now. Something about me is wrong.
And he says there was a guy at work who had a shirt that said, "I'm a cleric because someone has to keep you dumbasses alive," with a D20 on the front. Accurate.
One of my clerics, yeah, it's accurate. One of my clerics right now is a grave cleric. So of course, the one who's learning to be a cleric is freaking out anytime anybody loses hit points. And I'm like, you still alive? Okay, keep going. She's like, why? I'm like, because I heal better once you're dead. It's just a quirk of the grave cleric. You're bleeding, it's a flesh wound. Keep going, you're good. Did you fall over? Are you unconscious? Okay, I'll come on now. It's fine. I have support roles things to do. There's Bane to cast and abilities to enhance. I don't have time to heal you. Tell me when you're dead. It's okay. The other cleric I'm currently playing is a blind arcane cleric. She's very book smart, and then suffered some sort of either tragedy or vision loss or vision quest. Haven't quite decided. She's level 1. I've got time to decide these things. In the Underdark. A human in the Underdark. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. It's fine. I have blind sense. Tucked my DM into letting me have that.
Mm-hmm.
But she's angry, so I'm playing an angry, which is not normal for me. I don't do angry, feisty people. That's fine. So she's angry and feisty, so like I'm doing angry, feisty people things. And it's so funny because the wizard's like, oh, I took 5 hit points. We're level 1. We have like 10 hit points, people. That's not a lot. It takes 5 hit points. I think the wizard has like 8 or something. Just walking around and I've healed myself. I haven't healed him. And I'm like, the arcane clerics in the Underdark, she can't see that you're injured. So if you do not verbalize it, how the fuck am I supposed to know? The answer is, I don't know. I don't know. Which made the guy who's playing the wizard was like, oh my god, you're totally right. He's like, how the wizard wouldn't say anything. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna know. He's injured until he falls over. Because he'll be too stubborn to ask for help. I have fun and interesting times. People have fun and interesting times.
So if you have a blind D&D character, does that effectively mean you have the mechanical in-game blinded tag all the time?
It means I can't be blinded because the guy I'm already there. What it means is we took a look at it and we specifically under Fighter Initiate that blind sense that gives you blind sense within 10 feet of you. And my DM allowed me to get that because I had the baseline stats to gain access to it. I'm not a fighter. So like it's a feat that does nothing. So like a lot of people who have to game out the thing would be absolutely horrified that I made that decision because I could do nothing with this feat other than see 10 feet in front of me. Vaguely.
Okay.
Because I'm using the blind sense feature from the like we would get from monsters. They have blind sense within 10 feet. You can't surprise them. So like close quarter combat, I can't be ambushed, but you can fire an arrow at me and I'm going to have very little warning about that coming in my face. But it also means if we're doing stuff and describing things, that doesn't do me a bit of good. So like the DM's going into this in-depth super and he's going through that and he's describing things for everybody, doing it, everything, and he looks at it. Okay, Jocelyn. I'm like, I'm with you. He's like, you can tell that you're folding laundry. I'm like, yes. And that's it. That's all she get. We're not getting any visual information. So we're planning her escape from the brow of the Underdark. And they're like, oh, what have you seen? And I'm like, seriously? No, it says the Black Lady. What did you see? Are you nuts? I walk 3 steps behind the Loxodon because he's a 7-foot tall elephant man. Because that is a very large object I can spot. How am I supposed to know where the gnome is? I don't know where the gnome is. I never know where the gnome is. The gnome just shows up out of nowhere on me all the damn time. He's like 3.5 feet tall. 7 feet. Loxodon elephant man. I just follow the big guy because that's all I can do.
I have a few inches of body. Not that I did a few inches of body during that sprint. I probably should have put in a marker, but right. There we go.
I got through a cast on in like half of the first.
Actually, how many inches of body is this? Because I think...
I don't know. How many inches of body do you need?
That depends on how long I want it. Okay. I drew out a diagram and I don't remember. Is the short answer.
Okay.
But I have just over 3 inches of body. Or 3 inches of stockinette, in addition to my 4 inches of ribbing. What did I wrote it out in here. No, not in there.
Don't you put keep your sticky notes in, what's it called, Knit Companion?
Only if it's a PDF pattern, which this is not, because it's in a vintage pattern magazine. So, I wanted 13 inches of body to the underarm. Minus 4 inches of ribbing at the bottom leaves me with, I need to do 9 inches of stockinette. And I've done just over 3. So I have about 6 inches of plain stockinette to go.
Okay.
Okay. Susanna was saying we're going to be above 0 Celsius till next Saturday, March the 1st. Nice. You're going to lose all your snow.
Look, I have a cast on edge.
Woo!
We used to have the camera here, but now the camera's here. That's going to take me forever to adjust you.
Melanie has dinner in the oven and dishes are done. Made bread this morning. Time to fold the towels. You're having such a productive day. This right now is the most productive thing I'm doing today.
Well, no, we're playing Stardew after this.
Yeah, but I feel like this is more productive. We're playing a video game later.
Yeah.
I feel like knitting is vaguely more productive.
I should have seen me trying to on my... So, I stream on Twitch. What I stream is Stardew Valley, because that's what I like to play. I like to play it a lot. 3 freaking days! Could I get an ocean jelly? No. No. Did I get a river jelly? Yeah. Right away. Like, of course I did. And you need the ocean jelly and river jelly and the stupid cave jelly, and then you can finally make the smoker so you can smoke fish. And I'm like, this is just rude. It's just rude making me go fishing to make a fish smoker. Offended. Offended. Oh, actually, that was a bad idea.
For my next trick, I'm going to pull out my incredible blanket, which has not been getting as much love the last couple of weeks. But I'm at the stage where I need to wind a thing, so I will be winding yarn for this sprint, and then next sprint I can actually knit with it.
Lovely.
It's just a mini, so I'm just going to do it by hand.
My mini's not that big.
Nah, it's not so bad. But it's a nice brown one. From my warm colors bag.
Sock. Of bulky nature. I wanted to get some more progress on this, because I've got the foot length. Now I just need the length for like everything else.
And Lisa says, I finished the game of Medication Mancala before the beep. Congratulations. Right, I'm gonna get my ties off of this, and then I will press the button for the next sprint.
Now I am prepped and ready to go.
Y'all have until I manage to untie this to set up for your next sprint. Oh, actually, whoever tied this did it in such a way that it was very easy to untie. And I'm just gonna sit sideways so I can use my knee as a yarn swift.
Sure.
And I'll move this closer. Jude says, just served a tea that looks horribly unattractive but tastes lovely, so I'm gonna go enjoy that.
Absolutely.
I am on board with unattractive but delicious. One of my favorite foods I describe as chunky green sludge.
It's true.
Palak paneer, or sag paneer, which is a green curry with chunks of paneer cheese, and it's delicious, but it's chunky green sludge.
I like tuna casseroles.
Also really good.
Also, doesn't look appealing at all.
No, they don't. Casseroles in general don't look particularly good, but they taste really good.
It's really good. Okay, a well-done casserole. I have had some bad casseroles in my life.
It's entirely possible to do bad casseroles. Oh, that was short. Okay.
Oh. There you have it. All right, I'm going to get started. Whenever you push the button, you push the button.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Sprint number 2. Where's an end? That's an end. Karen says, just tried to order new vests, undershirts, brackets. At CNA, clicked the large sizes button. Their largest size is 2XL for 100 centimeter bust. Thanks a lot. 100
what?
Centimeters?
2XLs? I'm 121 centimeter bust.
Hang on, I need my measuring tape. Where's... Sorry, what is 100? 100 centimeters is the entire length of this tape.
To be fair, 100
That's
centimeters
like 40 inches.
That's probably a dress size 2XL. Because if they're doing it by dress sizes, then that makes sense. If they're doing it by modern sizing, then it doesn't.
Unless that's like Asian sizing. I've been looking at stuff for my cosplay, and that the male Lolita style has jackets that are almost exactly what I was thinking of. But I was looking at trying to order some of those, and apparently I'm like a 3XL Asian man.
Yes.
And not a lot of places stock those sizes.
No. Not a common size over there.
So, might have to rethink that plan.
No, because again, it just depends.
Sag paneer is one of the best dishes that has ever existed. Yes. Agree. Yeah.
But my face falls off if I use too many red chili pepper flakes. Or if I do more than just like 4 dots of sriracha on a thing, so I'm the wrong people. I'm not at that fall face off heat level of spice.
Sag paneer is one of the most mild curries.
I think buttered chicken's almost too much.
I can't help you. If butter chicken's too much for you, I really can't help you.
It's almost too much for me. I'm working on it. Also, melted cheese and me don't generally, as a rule, do pairings.
That's fair. Yeah, I guess if you're lactose intolerant, paneer's not going to be the thing, because that's like fresh cheese.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be the thing.
You could probably do it with tofu and get something pretty similar, though. It's more of a texture thing. Like a soft silken tofu would probably do.
I mean, we're gonna wait till I can eat butter chicken. Naan bread to go.
Oh gosh, naan bread. Garlic naan bread.
A glass of almond milk to deal with the heat in my face. We're gonna wait. I'm still baby faced. Can't do that kind of heat. I'm working on it. I don't want to get to the point where heat is the thing I'm looking for. I want the flavor, not the heat. And those are very different because I worry that I'll lose the ability to enjoy more delicate profiles.
I don't think so. I don't think, like, it doesn't actually burn off your taste buds.
No, it's just you get
Much as
used
it
to
feels
it.
like it does.
No. No, I know logically it doesn't, but no. I want to be able to
Jude
enjoy
says, I have
super
a
mild
red
flavor.
lentil curry. I switched the chilies for sweet pepper. Dad rather enjoys the no heat. That could be good.
I don't mind sweet peppers. I don't buy sweet peppers out of season, but yeah, I don't mind sweet peppers. I'm learning to eat things with heat. I'm being very picky about how much and how far I go.
Weezy says, I'm
So that
lactose
I can
intolerant, but I'll
still...
eat sag paneer and suffer.
Oh, I will not. But like I can tell the differences between two different types of white rice.
White rice, there is differences in white rice. I didn't think there was, and then one day we bought a different kind of rice. We bought the expensive fancy rice one day, and my gosh, is it so much better than the rice we were buying before.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
Like, some days, just like plain white rice is just the thing.
I know I made a pot this morning with breakfast. Just plain white rice, piece of salmon, shredded carrots. Just a very nice breakfast. I would have had with pickled beets, but I'm out of pickled.
Some white rice, some kind of vegetable and protein, and then like a pickled something is just, it's really good.
Really good. Well, even though I'm still kind of warm, I'm going to have to pull my hair out of the bun at the end of this. Starting to feel that headache in my hair.
Mm. Karen says you have to let your body get used to eating chilies.
No, I don't.
I mean, if you're going to, it takes time.
Yeah. I would just like to get to the point where I don't have to look like quite such a white Western person while eating butter chicken. That's it. I don't want to get that spicier. Now, if I can comfortably eat butter chicken, tikka masala, that's it. That's as far as I want to go. I'm happy there. But I'm also not like a massive curry fan. Like, I'll make curry every once in a while, but it's not...
It's just a different kind of spicy stew.
Yeah, I'd rather just have regular stew.
I mean, arguably it is regular stew, just from a different country.
Yes.
Melanie says, dislike jasmine rice. Long grain is okay, but love basmati.
Hate basmati.
We have basmati right now. I love jasmine rice.
Jasmine rice, yeah. Jasmine's good. A long white rice is good. Best type of rice, sushi rice.
Thai coconut rice, which I think is just like really basmati or jasmine rice cooked in coconut milk.
Yes.
So freaking
I just cook
good.
jasmine rice. I just cook jasmine rice in coconut milk. Or the long grain white in coconut milk. It's
so good. Jude says, even different types of pasta have different flavors, and in theory, there's not much difference in ingredients, so totally a thing. Yeah.
Totally a thing.
I mean, depending on the type of flour and how much egg is in it, and
totally a thing.
What the chickens were eating.
You can also, I like to do rice and bone broth. So rather than in the water, I'll cook it in broth.
Okay.
So good.
Weezy says, man, I really want some Indian food now. Yeah, I do too. Man. Okay, Indian food this week.
I'm having chicken veggie soup. I can't even say chicken noodle soup because I'm pretty sure I'm not putting noodles in it.
Susanna says, here I thought that having a written pattern for the crochet square would make it easier. Not, but it's just me, not video or pattern.
Sometimes just is a struggle bus situation.
Jess says it's a chicken heavy week in this house. Karen says I cook rice in vegetable broth, gives it a little more taste.
See, I find rice and water quite tasty. So if I want like I'll do a very big batch of rice and water because I take some of that rice and I freeze it for like chicken fried rice, though it's veggie fried rice. Sometimes I'll do congee, which is like rice soup. So that
I'm
very
not
big pot of
congee. I've tried it a few times, but I don't know. Not
it's
big.
You gotta find the one that you like.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Like if it's served to me, I'll eat it, and I won't hate it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna make it for myself.
It's a fairly mild thing, depending on if it's Korean or insert Asian country here. They all kind of do it a little differently because, of course, they do. Which is fine. Just annoying sometimes. So, but no, that big pot of white rice becomes many things. Rice pudding. Sometimes I get up in the morning and what I want is rice pudding for breakfast. Package of frozen rice out, stick it in, heat it up with milk. Oh yeah.
Cooking Korean beef with jasmine rice and pickled cucumbers.
That'd be very tasty.
When I'm very determined, Tristan's Korean fried chicken recipe is one of the best things I know how to make. But it's a lot of work. So it doesn't happen very often.
The good stuff usually is.
Yeah,
I hope it's like one day that man makes pork belly again, because I actually enjoyed that. But I think he ended up smoking it for like 10 hours or something ridiculous.
Oh my God.
And then had like a pineapple brown sugar glaze on the top of it. And the man's a chef for a reason. Way more into his food than I do. And he went the extra length. Like, there was no corn in any of the things he fed me, which included the breaded deep fried chicken. Like, the man puts work in. And it's not easy when you're used to pulling a sauce bottle out of the fridge and then you realize that's not going to work. So I cannot be adding joy to the experiment. But I'd never had pork belly before, so he was bound and determined to have me try some. I went, okay. He smoked it in
says
barbecue.
they had a sale at my local grocery store. It was buy 8 side packets of rice and get a whole rotisserie chicken free. That's not bad.
Sure.
They occasionally do deals at ours where it's like buy a whole chicken, get a whole chicken free, like a buy one get one whole chicken.
Yeah, do it.
So we just get as many chickens as we can fit in the freezer, which is why we still have 2 chickens in our freezer, even though we haven't bought chicken in like 4 months.
That's fair.
Melanie says, gotta run, guys. Later. Bye.
Bye.
Well, winding that did not take nearly as long as I thought it would, so I guess I'll start on this row.
Okay.
I have
to put in my birthday cake request with my sister. Did you?
I need to figure out where I want to get a birthday cake from. I need to figure out if I need a birthday cake suitable for vegan and or dairy-free and or gluten-free people.
This is true.
Because that will make some choices for me.
On a Tuesday. You're a Tuesday birthday person this year.
I am. I'm just going to do it on the weekend, though. Possibly the following weekend, actually, because I was supposed to see Charlie yesterday, but since I have a cold on Friday, I'm like, so I have a cold, and they're like, yeah, go away. So we've rescheduled for March the 8th was the next time that was going to work for both of us, which I didn't realize in the moment was also my birthday weekend, so I might just do birthday stuff the following weekend.
That would make sense, because you'll already have stuff on the Friday with me and the Sunday with me.
And I don't want to be out late doing birthday stuff the night before I have to get up and drive somewhere.
No, that's never fun. The monster is awake. I heard
Oh,
her jump
no.
down from the bed. Why would you leave the bed? It has sun rays. Ish. It's kind of cloudy, overcast today, so like sun wisps. Hello. How's it hanging? Do you need something? Are you awake? Or are you sleepwalking again? Because you do that sometimes, and then you'll yell at me, and then you'll lie down and sleep, and I have no idea what you're doing. Hi. I asked you if you wanted lunch before noon, and you snorted at me and went back to snoring. I suppose you need lunch now, because I'm busy.
Mm-hmm. Well, you'll be free in 11 minutes.
I'm sorry, have you met the tiny dictator? Hello? No, are you sure? You don't know yet? Okay. I don't think she's awake yet. I think she's working on that part.
I had a very amusing moment the other day. And I was getting up and Mr. Dan was still asleep and was trying to be quiet, but he woke up just long enough to say good morning. And by the time I responded, he had fallen back asleep and was snoring. So I don't know if he was really awake when he said good morning. It was just really funny that he was back asleep in like 2 seconds flat.
No. Hello, yes. Do you need me to go show you that there's food in your food bowl? I'm happy to do so. Oh, yes. We're playing cute cat by dicking around with my yarn. Could you not? Could you not? If I asked you to not be jerkface, could you not be jerkface? She's purring so hard I can hear her purring from the floor. Hi, yes. We have to go like right now? Like right now?
Right now,
right now? Say hi, Internet.
Hey, kitty.
Excuse me. While Mommy takes me to show me I've got food. Well,
this week they had a sale where it's buy a beef roast, get a bag of potatoes, a bag of carrots, a bag of onions, a bag of rice, beef broth, a loaf of bread, and a bottle of soda free. They must really want to get rid of the beef roast. My goodness. I want that sale. I need some of those things. I have a good vegan chocolate cake recipe. Ooh. If you feel like sharing a good vegan chocolate cake recipe, because I might end up making something, maybe? I don't know. I still don't have a cake tin, so I probably won't make my own cake. I can make cupcakes.
Jeez.
I have a muffin tin. I just never bake cakes, so it just never comes up.
I like baking cakes. All right. The dictator has been convinced she has food.
Oh, good. Yeah, it just never occurs to me to bake cakes, so I just don't have a cake tin.
I love cakes. I love cake. My big 8x11 pan died last year. I've been making do with my 2 4x4 pans, but I'm not happy with it.
I'm gonna do like pies and muffins and cupcakes and I bake stuff. It's not cakes. Cookies. Do a lot of cookies.
I have a muffin tin that only makes muffin.
Ooh, Karen's recipe is a sheet cake, no tin needed. Perfect. I'll take it.
Now I'm gonna see if I can convince one of my ex-boyfriends to make a flourless cake situation and bring a slice for me.
Sandy says, I just bake cakes. They are the best. I'm not denying cakes are great. I just never think to bake them. I think because there's only 2 of us here, and we would eat the whole cake, and that's too much cake for 2 people.
I'm sorry. You're literally looking at a person who...
Yes, but see, you have the ability to, and by ability I mean like willpower, foresight, knowledge, etc., to freeze things. That doesn't happen here.
What? I bake a cake, and then I eat a slice of cake, and I look at the rest of the cake and go, whoa, I will be judged if I eat that in less than 7 days. So then I portion some off and stick it in the freezer so people don't make fun of me. I'm not entirely sure we can say it's willpower.
Yeah, see, I have a Mr. Diana, so the cake would go away inside of 3 days.
Yeah, no.
It can just live on the counter and it'll be gone in 3 days. Somehow.
No. 1 slice a day is quite sufficient. 2 on a birthday, if there are 2 cakes. Because it's my birthday. That's a special day. Because I'm allowed a slice of cake for my breakfast. I've asked my she's and then 1 with my supper, because it's my birthday. But I have to be careful, because like I always have cake and quick loaves and stuff in the freezer. But they're a part of the celebrations I do for my faith all year round. So like in Imbolc, I made a date walnut quick bread. And quick breads are essentially cakes in bread form.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's spring next month, I'll probably make a small honey cake. So like I'm constantly making things for myself. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to make a carrot cake or a pumpkin cake just to have as my birthday month cake. I'm 42, I can do whatever I want. I'm an adult. I heard you crunching, you're good. But I haven't decided yet. And I need to decide in the next week or a bit when I order groceries, because of
Raspberry says make both.
I can't do both. I can't afford another container of olive oil and the things for carrot cake, because it requires extra carrots and eggs and stuff. So like I have to decide one or the other. I can't. I'm out of olive oil, so I gotta order that. I still have some eggs, because I don't cook with eggs very often. The big thing is, if I do carrot cake, it's cheese icing, which is the money sink. Or if it's the pumpkin, it's the good olive oil or avocado oil, so that, because pumpkin is an oil-based cake. I don't know. I gotta go one way or the other. I'm quite frankly, once I'm there and I'm shredding carrots, let's be honest, I will shred enough carrots to Morning Glory muffins, which are a freaking nightmare. So dang. It's technically not apple
gotta
season.
have a good cake pan, but these days I make cakes in roasting tins, so no fruit seepage.
Yeah.
Seepage.
That sounds tasty.
I have a teenager, 3 days of cake is lasting is impressive. That's fair.
That's I have a tiny dictator. Who
Also
once again tried to convince me
don't-
last night she eats chicken. She doesn't eat chicken.
Also says I don't bake cakes. There are professionals that do it so much better.
True.
That's also sort of my thought.
Well, I'd have to like think about the high-end bakery I'd have to go to get one that's corn-free. That's what, $60, $80 to get a small 4-person cake in this country?
I don't actually know. I haven't bought a cake in a while from a fancy bakery. I do not actually know.
That's almost half of my grocery budget for the month. Like I can't afford to do that. Phaedra, what I can't afford to do is call my sister and ask for a cake, and she's a baker. So.
Yeah.
I do that because what I want.
Well, your sister is a professional baker, though, right?
She went to school for it.
Yeah, so like there you've got an on-call professional baker. So like
I do. And when Erin asks me what I want for my birthday, I'm gonna say that bread you dip in coffee, whatever those things are, those bread cookie things that you dip in coffee.
Biscotti?
That's it. She makes amazing biscotti. But I don't want hard biscotti because that's gross. I want the soft biscotti.
There's soft biscotti?
Yeah. You've had soft biscotti with me, remember? When Karen's food was at the Manitoba Fiber Festival.
Oh!
We got those lemon ones. Lemon rosemary or something? Lemon something or other?
I almost remember that. I remember we got food and I remember we ate it all because it was really good, but I don't remember what it was that I was stuffing in my face.
We had soft biscotti. We had 2 different types of soft biscotti, which we annihilated like we were 17-year-old boys. and a acorn squash thingy. Chutney. Acorn squash chutney that we put on crackers. Which we again also annihilated. We couldn't stop putting it.
I remember it was really good. What?
It was really good. Yeah, we had an acorn squash chutney, and that sauce was. I wish she sold at like farmers markets and stuff. I absolutely stuff on the regular because her fruit chutney was so good.
Yeah,
I haven't mastered a good fruit chutney. I'm sorry, did you just lay your head on my foot and then snort at me? I was there first.
Susanna says, darn, I have 34 stitches. I only need 32. Could be a counting error. Definitely the knitting's fault. Clearly, you counted correctly. Every single time.
The problem is always the knitting.
It's always the knitting. It
Always
should
the
sit in
knitting.
a corner and think about what it's done.
I've done that with projects. Not a week, I swear.
Oh, it's crochet. Well, it should still sit in the corner and think about what it's done.
There we go, so much one by one ribbing. But I really didn't want to have to do any enhanced increases. Why must my legs be so long? I have questions.
I don't know. Why'd you grow such long legs? Sounds like a you problem.
I most certainly didn't remember clearing that through age. Let me tell you. Nobody put in a request form in triplicate to confirm that I wanted to be this tall? Nobody.
Where's the form I fill out to rescind this and go back a few inches?
I
Beep,
know,
beep.
hey?
These are insanely
Right.
long rows, so I will not be finishing that during this sprint. I will, however, work on the blanket for a second sprint, I think.
Okay.
Since half the first sprint was winding yarn.
There.
Also, going to update my spreadsheet to tell me that I worked on this week.
Good idea.
Now where is
Because
it?
time
my
is definitely
question.
weird for us this year. For okay. Have you heard of the game Tiny Glade?
What about Tiny Glade?
Have you heard of it?
Yeah, you told me about it the other day. I looked at it.
Oh, God, did I? It was like
I've actually been watching the dev updates for that game for like over a year.
I don't know if I can. I don't. So much hair.
I mean, you just like click on stuff until it looks cute. So
it's perspective rotation. I have a lot of problem with field of view movements. Creates a lot of issues for me. I don't know, but I kind of want to try. That's why I have a tendency to like a lot of 2D older graphic styles, because the screen doesn't move with you when you move your mouse. All right.
2 thumbs are done, says Nikki. Now to weave in ends.
Oh, good. Yeah. Then it's done.
Jude says, I believe the rescinding process is osteoporosis, and I don't recommend. Fair.
And eventually I'll shrink as I
Jess says, I'm gonna drink some coffee for the break and then start on sock 2 for madness during the next sprint. Oh, socks. I saw a thing on Instagram the other day about something about, it wasn't Sock Madness, it was like Sock Week, and it happens in July.
Okay.
And I believe it's the challenge is to knit a pair of fingering weight socks in a week or 2 or something. I didn't look obviously that deeply into it, but it sounded like Sock Madness light, and also at a time where I might actually have time to participate. So that's a thing to keep in mind for later.
Sure. I'm gonna go with I'm lucky if I can complete one sock in 3 weeks.
It's too late for more coffee. I have finished my coffee. Harumph.
Phaedra disagrees with you.
Well, so I suspect there isn't any more coffee. I would have to make coffee, and that would take too long.
You can't just put in a request for additional coffee?
I think he's in the shower, so no, that would be awkward.
Yes. Funny, but yes.
Yes, Nitty Natty does Sock Week in July. Used to be the same week as Shark Week. It's super fun. Yes, that's the one I was thinking of. Watch, there always end up random socks from sorting laundry.
2-liter container. I don't have to share this 2-liter with anybody, so I'm just gonna drink out of the 2-liter.
Go for it. You have times of the year when you're not rammed busy. I like to think that I do. There are times where I'm more busy and less busy. There's never a time where I'm not busy, but there's more and less busy.
It's one of those catch-all buzzwords use. Busy.
Actually, what I should do, I should look up when exactly Sock Week is.
Put it in a safe place. These are all very dangerous words that come out of our faces as adults all the time.
Because I will either be insanely busy because I have a West Coast Swing performance in July, but if Sock Week is after that, it'll be downtime and I'll have enough time to do a Sock Week.
Yes, because West Coast Swing starts to butt up really hard against recordings and stuff, and I hold firm.
That's why we record in the mornings, and also not on Saturdays.
Well, we try. We cleared up Saturdays for you this year.
I appreciate it, because I have a workshop next weekend, and I'm so excited.
Well, it's mostly because I can't afford to keep changing my schedule for dance. You have to make changes. I was getting annoyed that my work schedule was for your dancing. I was like, it's not going to work. You need to stick it in a slot.
Okay, fine. Instagram.
Which works. People like to do things sometimes on Saturdays with me. Okay. A lot of you. What? I think I'm going to work on my shawl for the last WIP sprint. I got a shawl design I'm working on. It's at the table. But I'm in a garter section. Mindlessly.
Okay, hang on.
Oh, I didn't need that. Okay. I should put it back where it belongs.
Okay. What weekend is the swing competition in Toronto?
I have no idea.
As soon as the website loads, I can tell you.
Okay.
July 17 to 20. I feel like that might be during this Sock Week.
Oh, gosh. Oh, hello. No, I received a message. Ah, that's fine. I can't.
It's an 8-day challenge, yes, but when is it? When is it, is what I would need to know.
Much text, much scrolling. I figured I could check my phone because you're looking for me.
Just show me this one goddamn post, please. Don't make me log in. What? I'll do it on my phone. I'll do it on my phone. Meh. That's what I'll do. course, all the good things are at the same time. Exactly. I don't...
Hello, kitten. Oh, she's discovered the new pet wipes I have for her. She don't like them either. But it doesn't matter because they're lick friendly, which means it doesn't matter if she cleans herself aggressively afterwards. It's not going to harm her any. And I don't mind the smell. And boy, do they catch hair.
Okay,
Super
July
happy.
20th to 27th is sock week.
Okay.
Amazing. And the Toronto Open is the 17th to 20th.
So you can do the sock
I'll
week.
just start a day late because I'll be dead.
Sure.
I'm always dead after those weekends. But yeah, I'll just do it in
Tail
7
end
days
of
instead
July. Tail end of July, I'll be moving. I'm not doing extra. I'm not.
So your theme is ice cream social. Yay, okay.
Because that last full week of July, I should be moving out of apartment.
It's an 8-day challenge to knit or crochet 1 sock.
Okay.
I can do a sock in a week. I have done a sock in a week. Oh, okay. Well, I'll do sock week in July.
Okay.
Somebody remind me I said that at the beginning of July.
Oh, jeez. You are going to get reminded now. Oh, man. That may have been an unwise choice.
If I ever don't want to forget something, just tell the internet to remind me. I'll never forget. I will never be allowed to forget.
Well, next month's challenge for the for Survivor Friends, I'm tempted.
Yes, yes. Sock in a week is very reasonable.
Stuffy.
Nikki says, done, done, done. Yes, good. Congratulations on the thumbs. I think that was the thing. 2 thumbs done,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Super good. All right, shall we do this last sprint and then call her done?
Indeed. I will need another hot beverage shortly.
Yes, you will. Your poor throat.
Let's take and breathe. All right,
which is good.
Last sprint.
Working on the shop.
3, 2, 1. Sprint.
Off to the races. There we go. That's better.
And ends woven in, so completely done. Fantastic.
Which is good, because I've got a hat I've been wearing. It still doesn't have its ends woven.
That's like all of my sweaters. If it's not a visible end, it's not woven in.
Well, I've been doing a lot of focusing on catching up on the granny squares for the end of the month. Because I very much want to make some serious progress on the granny square challenge in March. Big blank FO as soon as possible. Which means I needed to job. Thankfully, I knew how many squares I could do in an hour. So it was very easy for me to calculate the bare minimum of what I needed to get done by the 28th to be caught. So that's helpful. And then I decided I needed to push that goal a little bit farther, and I want to be done all of the big squares. So I am currently bracing the clock to get. I am, however, out of small scraps. So we're into medium-sized scraps. Which is very good. Means it's almost time to dip into the Tote of Doom and see what other color scraps I can there.
It says show off. I should pick up one of the projects on my bingo card that needs its end doing.
I was very happy by putting the weaving in ends as some of my bingo card options. Oh, it was really nice. So smart of me. Oh my god, I have to make a spring bingo card shortly. Yikes. Yikes. Okay.
I have to make the graphics for one very shortly. That's not a this week problem.
Sure it is. It's going to happen on Friday when we get together to plan out March.
It doesn't need to be done for Friday, though.
No, but it needs to be on the schedule as to when it goes out.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't have to, like, do the graphics this week.
No. This Friday will just be confirming schedules and making sure we've got all the stuff in. And then moving forward, it is a wonderful, boring background work morning. Where I talk at Dinah about way too many things and way too much wide variety, and she probably looks at the screen like she wants to strangle me. Because I do not stay focused for long. I bounce a lot.
If you bounce before I write it down, it's gone.
Yeah.
Suzanne says, God, I can't count. I finally have 32 stitches. Yay. The project is behaving and having the correct number of stitches.
I'm sorry. If I'm too loud for you, go back to sleeping in the bedroom.
And Jude says, yes, but I chose a blanket with daisy squares in it. 50 billion ends. Oof.
Yikes. Sure, Louise was trying to talk everybody into on Saturday. The beekeeper quilt.
Oh, I think everybody has determined that no.
No. Could you imagine doing all of those hexie puffs?
Having tried to knit just the two-dimensional hexagons instead of the three-dimensional hexagons for a particular blanket project, hexagons are not my thing. It's just a little too much thought required.
It's too fiddly.
I need straightforward or
I don't mind a little
repetitive chart. This is for my own personal
charts.
I like a repetitive chart. Basically repetitive things. I like repeats and flows.
We need to pick a date for the Choose Your Own Adventure sweater to go testers, because I need to have the motivation to get my second version done and ready to go. And because I need to put the one I want to release for myself in the fall on the needles and so that I can get that out to testers.
Part of me wants to be like super mean and just like 2 weeks. But no, neither of us can knit a sweater in 2 weeks.
And a fingering weight sweater? Yeah, I'm going to give you like 30 days and it'll be tight.
Yeah. 6 weeks is probably a little more comfortable.
Which is fair, because like I like to work on different things all the time. Well, I'm just, so I've done the testing and I've done the math. So now I go through and I read the pattern and I just do as did, and if it turns out the same as the first sample, then I know my pattern's right. Math. All math. And then I need to find testers for us. And then I need to work on the marketing stuff for things, for photos. There's still a lot of work for me to do for that.
Karen says, I know a lady who did a hexie puff a day for a year and she had like half a blanket. That's so disheartening.
No. 2 years just to have the components for a blanket? No. Nope. I'm not into it.
That's a hard nope.
I'm like, I will absolutely look at some incredibly cool and go, yeah, I like it. I've also been able to look at them and go, just no, not into it. I'm good, thanks. I'll pass.
Yeah, hexagons are not it. I'm hoping rectangles and squares are more my thing. Stripes seem to be a good thing. Stripes are striping along.
Stripes are striping.
And the stripes are striping.
I still have the little Einstein theme song stuck in my head. On our favorite rocket ship, in the sky, little Einstein. God. Hope that falls out of my brain at some point this week, maybe. Maybe. And then book 8 of 11 of the Perfectly Imperfect series, which is the Dark Mafia romance series.
Yes, the Raffia Romance.
Unlimited. The Raffia Romance, yeah. Thoroughly enjoying it, even though, my God, the tropes. But as
People
far
at
as
dance
a
were
consume
trying to
and
sell
forget,
me on hockey romances the other day.
yeah, they can be good, I suppose. I am really picky about contemporary.
I've never read a sports romance. Apparently,
I'm not
the
into
sports is very much secondary, and is not really the point.
Well, let's be honest.
Which is, I mean, it's a romance. Anything else is secondary and not really secondary. The point.
Yeah. I'm reading romance about men who really date women who are 10 or 15 years younger and claim them in a very dominant and unhealthy. And they're all maybe 5'2", and all the men are like 6'4" through 6'7", completely unrealistic.
Right, like 6 feet is short for these guys.
Yeah, like, excuse me. What?
Pucking around? Oh my god, Weezy's suggesting the Pucking Around series is the best. I will give it a try just based on that title. The title alone, I'm sold. That sounds hilarious.
I did read the first 2 books in that one series. Suggested. The time I
that time I got drunk and whatever. Yeah.
Saved a demon, and the time I got drunk and yeeted.
Yeeted Love Potion the Werewolf.
I don't think I'll continue on with the series, but it was cute. But I meant the same way with like the SPI files. Like I've got like 3 books and I'm done the series. I cannot take the damn female protagonist a freaking minute longer. I'm done. I'm out. Which is usually what happens with long-term series, is that the primary female protagonist I cannot stand. I cannot stand, and I go nope and check out anywhere around book 4 to book 8. Right on train.
Karen says, I guess it's the jocks if you're into that.
Well, sure, but there's military, there's mafia, there's sports, there's contemporary, I've got a thing for historical fiction that revolves around Scotsmen. I'm not particularly a fan in real life of men with long beards. It's not my favorite look. Oh, God. But boy, I'll read romance novels. I read historical romance novels. Come on now. No. Just no. Oh my God. Just no. It's fine. I've read some spectacularly bad romances. I've read some good ones. I've read some ones that I've reread because the protagonists don't drive me up the wall.
I started the Crescent City series. I hold on that. Came up on the Libby app. Took me a minute to get into it, probably because I was trying to start it while I was really tired. But I'm on like chapter 5 now, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm into it.
2 books out? 3 books out?
For which?
The Crescent City.
I don't know.
I've read all the ones that are out.
It was the Sarah J. Maas book that had the least hold time at the library. That's
fair. Well, I've read the other series. I read ACOTAR years ago. I read the Throne of Glass series years ago.
Yeah, I remember you talking about it.
Yeah,
I've got a hold on that one as well.
I don't.
I'll get it in like 6 months.
Protagonists. They get trying, but like, a lot of them do in long form storytelling.
They're really young, and I have to actively not think about how young everybody is.
I don't know, that part doesn't.
That bothers me slightly.
Not the slightest.
I'm aware I'm not 23.
It's the lack of growth. Book 1 through book 5. If your female protagonist is, oh no, I will shoot it. I will shoot it. I will pitch it out a window. I will light it on fire. I'm so over that nonsense. Book 1, absolutely, because you're just starting the adventure. Book 5, swear words start coming out of my face. Please, enough of this.
But book 5 is very late in the series. There better have been some changes of character and depth, and because you can't be the same 5 books in.
So many books. There's never a change. Never ever a change. You're just like, really? I'm just rereading the same bloody book. Why am I reading this? SBI has gotten that way, which is tragic because it had such good bones and such good potential, and just to watch it fall so flat, and I'm like, oh, sad Panda. I'm miffed on the other characters' behalfs.
Catching up on chat. Also saying, I found that I don't like knit or crochet alongs. I joined the crochet every day for 2025 and I've hardly touched a hook. That's fair.
Everyone's going to decide what they're doing, how it goes.
And then sometimes there's like, the instant you feel like you have to do it, like you're obligated to do it, it's suddenly the last thing in the world you want to do. And you'll do anything to avoid doing the thing that you signed up to do.
Mm-hmm.
I find that sometimes. Karen says by book 5 she needs to be the coolest person on the planet.
By book 5, she shouldn't require her partner and her primary love interest to continually still rescue her butt, nor should she be putting herself in situations where she knows she's outgunned and outmatched. But no, we go running in because we have determination. I have determination to stick my foot up your butt is what I've got.
Yeah, at a certain point you gotta learn that determination, without anything to back it up, it only gets you so far.
Yeah, and like if your skill set expands, you should be a newbie at the new stuff, but the stuff you've had for over 2 decades at this point should be your bread and butter. It shouldn't be and then I noticed, like, if you've been seeing magical creatures your whole life and you're in your late 20s, it's no, oh, look, it's an elf. Like, no. That's not how that works. I've got the vibe of dark magic. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're dating a dark mage goblin. What now?
Yeah, that should just be a background hum at that point.
At this point, you should be like, oh, yeah, I know what you do for a living. Okay, cool. And we move on with our days. But we're super cool. I'm like, no, we're not. But again, the bones of the story are really good. So I'm so annoyed. But it's the same struggle I have with Anita Blake. Just the growth of Anita is incredibly, painfully slow. And it stalls out so often. And I'm just like, Anita, what are you doing to me? I wish to
what sucks is if there's character growth and then it's back to factory settings in the next book.
Oh yeah.
God.
That's another super common.
That's going to make me DNF it real fast.
So fast. So dumb. I'm like, are you what was the purpose of the whole last thing we just read? Nothing. Now, I'm not expecting massive growth. People don't actually do that. You make small changes, you make adjustments, you realign things. But the 4th time you run into a ghost, you shouldn't be shrieking like a little girl anymore. We should be at a oh geez moment, not a full-on freak out.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Even Sailor Moon stopped freaking out about a talking cat pretty darn quick.
I feel like I could get on board with a talking cat a little quicker than a ghost.
I don't know. Imagine if they just started talking to me, like actually talking to me. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the initial freak out would be intense. But like inside of a week, it'd be fine.
Inside of a week, I'd be telling her to shut up. I'm busy.
Jude was saying, I'm pretty certain that I came across a hooded cowl pattern because Jocelyn recommended it, and I thought it was a good But in air, no cold ears item when allotmenting in winter. But I think I used a different version of the crow hoodie pattern. So if Jocelyn still wants Crochet Crowd updated terminology of pattern on their website.
Ah, maybe I was probably looking at it for peace, which is the weirdest request. Do you think it would be easier to see bumps in variegated yarn when it's light? You would be wrong. I need that lamp on. But if I turn that lamp on, too much light and I get blown out.
I'm sure we can suffer some bright light for 10 minutes.
I need to get good at doing this by touch, so.
Masa says, personally, I would freak out every time I met a ghost. Yeah, I feel like that's one of those things you don't necessarily ever get used to.
Yeah, but it doesn't go from a full-blown panic attack. Like, at some point you get down to the, oh, Jesus, not again.
It's downgraded from panic attack to jump scare.
Jump scare, yeah. There's going to be some sort of downgrade at some point. You can't constantly walk around doe-eyed your whole life.
But that's how you be the main character in a book.
That's how you be a main character in life. There are a lot of women to whom that is a way of functioning.
It is occasionally useful. But I would get sick of myself if I did that all the time.
I'm either on bump 7 or 8. Still good to go.
5.5 minutes left.
Okay. I don't know if I'll get a whole row done in 5.5 minutes, but we'll try. But again, it's just, you gotta know what tropes drive you crazy, what tropes you're okay tolerating, and tropes you enjoy. And everyone's gonna have ones that they're just like, nope, I cannot believe for this thing. I just can't. Or ones that they enjoy. I love an enemies to lover. Tickles my fancy every time.
Do love a good enemies to lovers.
You start messing around with friends to lovers, I get so picky so fast. Oh, I have really good long-term friendships with men. Nope. I get very picky. But that hate attraction thing, yeah, that makes sense.
Jude says, if I could figure a way of no longer returning to factory settings when it comes to falling off stepladders, that would be great. But I fear I will continue to be a klutz.
Wouldn't that be amazing? Be so. Be right up there with, will I ever learn that the cheese grater, which I don't grate tofu with, will grate my finger? Of course I won't. Of course.
And about the doe eyes thing, Karen says, but only in front of men. You gotta function when nobody can see it. In a book, you can be useless 24/7. Well, yes, because in a book, plotomancy will take care of things.
Sure will. Sure will. So long as you're pretty.
Yeah.
There's some wonderful nonfiction books that way more people need to read about how we use tropes for things. And how absolutely detrimental and degrading they are. All right.
And
I am so not making it. There's a lot of row going on. I'm not making it. Oh, I'm excited. I'm going to read book 9. I'm going to start reading today. It could take me a day or two to get it done. There's a lot of page flipping on my tablet because the font's really big. Super big.
It makes you feel like you're reading so many pages, though.
It really does. The end, really, that you're not, but my God, it makes you feel like you're reading a lot of pages. Like,
Woohoo,
man,
I
I've
did
powered through so many
one
pages.
stripe.
Oh, it's one chapter. One stripe.
2 sprints, and all
They're
I did was
long
wind yarn
rows.
and knit there and back.
Sorry, 300 plus
With
stitches. Babe,
3 minutes
so
to
much
spare.
row. So much row.
Oh, this is how I have to show this off. There we go. This works. This works. I can show you this way. Oh. I've determined that highly variegated yarns do not work for this, and it works much better with solids or tonals.
Oh,
or
yeah,
like a
because you
speckle.
lose a lot of the patterning in a
Yeah.
variegated. Yeah.
So I've had to pull some of the minis I had in there out because I know they're not going to work. But I have a whole tin of minis to sort still, to find more solid things like this.
I mean, you will.
I suppose with my minute and a half, I can choose my next color.
Yep.
You go in the warm pile. What have I not done in here yet? How about
Or to see if I
this
can get
nice light purple? I haven't wound that yet.
The answer's gonna be no.
It's a dark too, and I don't know, light might be nice. Yeah, and we'll do this nice light purple. Which I am not going to start winding, but I have chosen it. There we go. It will go in the dish.
How are we in March next week? Oh my God.
I don't know. The whole birthday thing kind of snuck up on me.
It sneaks up on me most years. I mean, it's not like I'm not gonna mad drive everyone up the wall with all my happy birthday to me stuff, because I do every year. I'm very proud of making a whole year. It's a lot of work now. I don't feel like I give myself enough presents.
Always more presents.
I'll have no idea when this ends because I don't get the beeps.
You have approximately 10 seconds left.
I am not making it to the end of this row. Not in 10 seconds. I'm not that fast. Yeah.
Beep, beep.
This much left.
I mean, you can finish it. It's fine.
I'm going to, but that's almost a whole row in 5 minutes. That's not too bad considering I am 50 stitches per side. So this is well over 100 stitches right now.
Gosh, my 330
Not making a blanket.
stitches.
Not making a blanket.
Oh,
In fact, making a top-down triangle shawl. So while I'll be around 354, I'm not there yet. Okay. Oh, I need to get up and stretch and walk around and do things. Not be on a screen. I've already been on the screen a good chunk of the morning today.
How'd everybody do on their sprints today? What do I have left to do today? I think it's just Stardew.
Stardew Valley with me.
I think that's it.
After that, I don't know what your day is. Like, I have
enjoying the weekend and resting so as to not get properly sick.
Wow. I've got more
still
video
in the, like,
editing
I
to do.
feel that I am getting sick stages, but I'm only like 30-40% sick.
Oh yeah, but if you rest now, you might be able to.
But if I rest now, then I won't get sick.
Maybe.
I hope. We can hope.
And
I have things I want to do this week that involve not being sick.
Fair. I'm streaming this week. I have to open up Subnautica and see if I can play it.
Oh yeah, that'd be a thing.
I think it'd be funny to watch me try to do playthroughs on my own first playthrough.
Karen got a cable repeat done with getting distracted by online shopping. Tracy got a few granny squares done. Susanna has 32 puff stitches to do. Oh, and Stephen West is doing hats now, apparently.
Okay.
Jude was very unproductive. Gotta go do all the things. And I still don't wanna, but always better with company.
Fair. So watching an Instagram reel, I was a gentleman running around his house, and I'm assuming maybe partner, male voice off screen, was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Can't explain. I gotta go. Just no time to talk about what I'm doing." So, oh shit, question. What do you mean you got no time to do it? He's like, "Well, I'm in a race against time." And he's like, "Well, I ate an edible, and now I've got a race to see how much housework I can get done before I'm finished." The edible kicks in. I did. It cuts to him running down the stairs, and he looks back and he goes, "It's not looking good for the laundry." And he's going down the stairs. So I'm like, that's one way to motivate yourself to do your housework.
Yeah, that's a pretty hard end on the timer. Like, you're not getting anything done for the rest of the day after that.
Depending on how strong that edible is, it kicks in.
Might be down for the day after that.
And I just love that part where he looks back at the camera, he's going down the stairs, like, it's not looking good for the laundry. I'm like, I've had days like that. Like, it's not looking good, buddy. I don't think I'm getting to you today. It's hard. Some chores are more annoying than others. The dishes, we argue all the time. It's not my favorite task. I like making dishes. I don't like cleaning them. It's a problem. Usually the mysterious Mr. B messages on Wednesday and is like, "What would you like to have for dinner?" And my response is, "No more dishes." And okay, we'll order today.
It's pretty much how it goes.
Or, why am I out of clean forks? Just laughs and he goes, "Well, we'll get something that doesn't involve forks." I'm like, "Well, that's a good idea because they're all in the dishwasher now." Some days it's fine. I go days and weeks on end where it's not a problem and it just all flows, and then just one little thing bottlenecks the whole procedure and it takes forever to pick it. I've been doing pretty well with the might as well, which is stacked on top of the I'm already here program situation I've been doing for the last couple. If I get out of bed, I go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, feed the cat, brush my hair, start my day, like the stacked habits. Now I've gotten to the I'll just do this one little tiny task that isn't that big, and then I'm already in the place where I've taken the initial task, and I'm like, I'm already here, I might as well do this. That's been helping a lot. It doesn't work perfectly every time, but it does help a lot. It does help a lot. All right, if we're done, I can do an outro. I can say goodbye, peeps. I love you.
I was catching up on chat here. Nikki's working on Sock Manda socks. Wheezy's planned an Indian food DoorDash order for lunch tomorrow. Fantastic. I endorse this. Sandy got 6 decrease sets on a sleeve. On the cardigan, working on the top 2 rounds, over 300 stitches. Oof. I feel that. My 330 stitch blanket, I feel that. And she says, no laundry finished, no bed. Kind of motivating.
Oh, yeah, that would work.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I have a cat. Laundry doesn't sit on the bed, or the cat sits on the laundry.
I have a husband who is not a cat, heavy quotations, who will absolutely flop on the pile of clean, dry, warm laundry on the bed.
He's a cat. His brother's a cat.
Yeah.
My cat will do things. I will look at his brother and go, "You do the exact same thing. Can you care to explain to me how you are not a feline?"
Naps and sunbeams.
Yep. Needs attention on their schedule, not yours.
Mm-hmm.
Demand
pesters
food.
Me when he's hungry, even though he's perfectly capable of getting his own food. And will in fact go make his own food. I just need to decide what it is he's making. I do the same thing to him, so it's fine.
I do not.
I'm also a cat, and I do all of these same things to him, so it's even.
I'm not a waffler. I'm not a waffler. I am not. I no. I stole back some space. I do
Oh, Nikki
share the
sewed
bed about as well as
yesterday.
my
I
cat.
made pillow shams to match the 7x7 foot quilt I made a few years ago
Go
for
good.
bed. Amazing. Oh, okay.
Matching
My eyes are
pillowcase.
watering, so I need to like take more cold meds and drink more tea before we start.
That's fair. Which case, I'm going to say, guys, the next time we see you, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to craft.
Don't forget to craft.